Rightio, good morning YouTubers, and I don't actually know which camera to look at because I had to get three set up to get one working. First and foremost, audio check. I think I've got the Logitech camera set as the audio device. Hopefully it's of a reasonable quality. I've had to use my SJ camera, SJ6 Legend camera, for the webcam because my Logitech isn't working for some reason. But I hope it's all good. Right, let's get into this. First things first, if you're in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia somewhere and you need any of my mounts, I still have 10 left. I need to get rid of them to raise some funds to give the wife money back. Because I took it out of the home loan account to actually get them bought. So if anybody needs some, hit me up. We'll work something out. They're 85 bucks each. What else did I want to cover before there was too many people in here? What the heck is that? Anyway, I did in the early days recommend HashFlare, and I started playing with HashFlare. A lot of people have asked me to do regular updates on HashFlare. I don't know why. It's not worth it at this point in time. I've invested about 300 bucks, and it says now that I'm going to get $648 back, and that's before fees. So whether that's worth the 12-month investment, I don't know, but I have stopped reinvesting as of last month. So I've just let it accumulate now. I think from memory I probably got about 12 bucks in there, 12 bucks out of a $300 investment. So I probably wouldn't be going down that route if I were you at this point in time. Of course, it may get better in future, and who knows? But at this point, nah. Rightio, that is done. That is the stuff I really wanted to get done. The stuff, get that out of the road. Cell 3 has come back nicely and is starting to balance out the batteries again. I still haven't done 54 and 55 cell, and they desperately need doing, and that's going to bring my pack back up to 100%. And I do laugh at these people that say, oh, all this maintenance, all this maintenance, all this maintenance. Well, if I was to be honest, this maintenance takes about 15 minutes, 20 minutes tops, 30 minutes tops maybe. 30 minutes is probably realistic. If I didn't record it, if I recorded it, it makes it into a 3-hour bloody sequence. But yes, you have to maintain lead batteries. You still have to check for heat. You still have to do all this sort of stuff. So go jump off a bridge. Rightio, what else have we got? We go back to that ugly mug. Yeah, that one works. And let's get the chat. What's the use of doing a chat when you don't even have the chat available? Right, pop out chat. Throw that over there so at least it looks like I'm looking at you guys. Wifey is off to the gym this morning, so I thought I'll do a live feed. Why the heck not? Righty, I make that a bit bigger so my poor eyes at this early in the morning can actually read your writing. Go back up the top. DIY Tech and Repairs just completely spammed me. Audio is out of sync with the video. Absolutely typical. I do not know how. I don't know how to fix the out of sync issue. I did try playing with that. Studio mode settings. There is a setting in there that you can do. You can change the sync. Let's see if I can find that quickly. Stream overlay, output, bitrate, custom size, interval seconds, CPU fast, tune. Nah, replay buffer. Enable replay buffer. Make sure you set a hotkey for replay. Let's see. Oh, it's just going to have to be out. I'll sit a little bit further away so you can't see my I can't see my mouth moving. That might work, right? Happy wife, happy life, absolutely. But what about happy husband? Is MPP solar inverter doing a nice job with you? Absolutely. I love my MPP solar inverters. As you all know, I am yet to have a single problem with them, and I've been using for 3 or 4 years, all different types. So yes, I'm very, very happy with MPP Solar. In fact, there's a link below that takes you to the eBay store if you want to have a look around at prices and stuff like that. I'm yet to be able to get them to do a special with me. I have tried, because I do actively promote them all the time, because I like their product. It's a genuinely good product. So there's some other things that I won't be doing anymore, and that'll be coming in videos shortly. You can set OBS to delay video audio. Yes. Audio seems to be better in sync. Oh, okay, or not. I don't know whether it's my kid inside the house, or it's just my computer, or settings, or I've been swapping and changing video cards a lot lately in this poor computer, which I shouldn't be, because it's my office computer. I shouldn't be bloody touching the rotten thing. But I've been swapping and changing, trying to learn some new stuff. So Chris, good morning. Aaron, seems okay on my end. How's the gaming system going? I don't really have a gaming system. My gaming system is my office computer with a really bad video card in it. I have like $100 video card in my office computer, or my editing computer, and I have several $1,000s worth of video cards mining. Go figure, right? Alrighty, how many people we got in the room today? It's a bit slow. What's going on? Any questions? Any newbies in the room that want to let me know where you're from? 27 watching. I think people are getting over watching my live feeds. What's the deal with that? It's a good way of me killing some time and having a chat. Good morning, mate. How are you, man? Solar gardening stuff and DJ stuff. It's completely unnecessary to be having an energy drink this early in the morning. And I do have water here as well. But I just had breakfast and I thought, well, let's give it a kick in the guts. Santa got bored, here I am. That's a lot of stuff. $5. Thank you very much, Mike. Much appreciated. And it all helps. I assure you it all helps. Just woke up. I woke up a few hours ago. I was going to come out here a lot of hours ago, but nah. I've still got videos to do. Look at this mess. I usually clean up, but that is a pigsty. Trying to do videos. Trying to actually do some more videos, which will be good. I have been having fun messing around with some old HP tape backup drives with 400 gigabyte tapes. That'd be like, if you transfer that to a normal hard drive, is that like going from VHS to better? VHS or something like that to DVD? Timothy, hi from France, evening here. Good morning, sir, and welcome. Oh, good evening, sir, and welcome. Why lithium batteries still very expensive in the market? For example, LG Chem 9.5 kilowatt powers, 6,000 Australian dollar. It's probably because people want to make a return on their investment, I guess. So it's all got to be down to economics, right? Mike's thing just come up on the screen. Geez, there's a big lag. There's a big lag. Have fun messing around with tape drives, fans from EV, lithium batteries. Yeah, Michigan, USA, present with fresh snow if you need any. Of course I need some. Stick it in a small bottle and send it over. More like DVD to stone tablet. Oh, very well put. You've used that joke before. More like DVD stone. Trying to work out which is faster, having a look at my screen over here. I wonder if turning that off will help, because I've got playing the video on this one. Maybe that's what the problem was. 10 minutes in, I think I might have found it. Michigan also has like a 50 car pileup. Holy heck. Is that just because of the snow on the roads and stuff like that? Still have snow here too. I wish I had snow here. Yesterday wasn't too bad here. Yesterday was like 30 degrees. I actually got to the track yesterday. I went to the motorbike track and did some riding, and then come off because I got a flat front tire. That wasn't much fun. I was actually trying to finish a review on the SJ camera that I'm currently using now, and that review is going to end negatively. It's also confirmed a decision that I don't want to do something anymore with that sort of thing. Yeah, snow on a major highway. Oh, there we go. Is it that black? Is it black ice? Black ice? I think that's what they call it. You can tell I live in a hot climate, can't you? Yes, they drive too close too fast. Well, on that sort of weather, wouldn't you have to be like a kilometre apart? Because if you hit that ice or whatever, you just slide forever. You smashed into a gutter, into a side rail or something, wouldn't you? 20 seconds lag, that's usual, but is the audio and voice in sync? That is more important. Is there anything anybody wants to see while you're here? I mean, that's always a good thing. It's a good place to ask if you want to see certain things. I do have a lot of stuff set up. Well, I have some stuff set up. My bloody camera worked, it'd be alright. Black ice can kill you in a minute. Is it the black ice or the sudden stop at the end that kills you? How much solar panels connected to PIP inverter? Okay, so the PIP inverter, I've only got 1.5 kilowatt hours hooked up at the moment, but I am in the process. Basically, what we were going to do, me and my Sparky, we were going to leave my power shed the way it is, even though I absolutely hate how it looks. I think it's unprofessional. It just looks wrong. And the plan was always to wait until I got a shipping container and then move it all out there and do it properly in there, so to speak, so I wasn't doing it twice. But at the moment, I am considering ripping it all out and starting again, because I just hate it. It just doesn't work for me. Too many cables. So there's 1.5 kilowatt hours on the old PIP inverter, my first one, my 48 volt. And the reason why I've only got the 1.5 kilowatt hours on there is because of heat. So I've got the PCM60X, so I may as well use it to remove heat from the inverter and put it somewhere else, if that makes any sense. And then I've got another, what, 3.5 kilowatts on my shed roof that goes to the PCM60X. When I redo everything, I'll put 3 kilowatts on one inverter and then 1.5 on the other one. But I've been actively trying to find another 1.5 to 2 kilowatt hours to put on the west side of my roof. West. The west side of my roof. So that gets the setting sun, and that just tops the battery off late in the afternoon, especially in summer when we're using the air conditioner a lot. That'll help. Because it's supposed to be like 36 degrees Celsius here today, which is, for you other people over the other side of the planet, about 100 Fahrenheit. So it'll be a bit warm. So that's what's connected to my PIP inverter. That was a long story, I guess, wasn't it? It is here. Speaking of reviews, I bought a speaker my brother paid me to buy with my Amazon Prime. The package said it was a power bank. It didn't come with a USB cord, and the USB part fell off in the inside. Oh, great. Don't you hate that? At least with Amazon Prime, you'll get your money back, won't you? It's fairly easy to do that over in the States. I'm thinking about using LAN wire, 24 gauge for fuses. Will this work? Just test it, Tiny Solar Shack. Test, test, test. Don't go off what anybody else says. Test it. I mean, it'll work, but how well will it work? Test it. Grab a whole device, test it, and then move on. It's all about what works for you, not other people. Oh, there we go. DIY tech and repairs. Yes, but test it. Suits your system. They are rather thick, equals high amps. And it also depends on whether... there are two different types of LAN cable. And one is solid core and one is multi-strand core. And there's a little tip for you. If you've got multi-strand core, you can use it for your Batrium stuff, but don't use the solid. The multi-strand stuff works really well for the Batrium hookup wire. WinB, welcome. Thank you very much for joining us. Timothy, I have 9 IMAX B6, all set to the same, but 3 take twice as long as the rest to discharge. Any ideas? Yeah, I would strongly recommend you don't use the IMAX B6 to discharge. Have a look below in my Amazon. Have a look at some Opus discharges. And by far, the Opuses sell 10 times better than any other product. And at least if you, like, what I would actually be doing, Timothy, would be actually taking. So you got 9 IMAXs. Do 9 separate tests of one cell and just move the cell from one IMAX to the next and then back to the beginning again. So you get the 9 IMAXs charging and discharging the same 9 cells, all different, and have a look at the differences between them. And I bet you there'll be some real differences there. It gets 122 Fahrenheit plus here in Arizona. That's 50 degrees. That'll make your balls stick to your leg. 36 degrees is oven on preheat. Well, almost. Yeah, it's not very polite. Yep, returns are free with Prime, and it arrives in 2 or 3 days for no extra cost. You gotta love that. Not to advertise of anything. I wish we had Prime in Australia. I mean, Mike Nacco, my web guy, he always talks about Prime and how good it is. So, DIY Tech and Repairs got 10,000k subs. Awesome. Oh man, the what do you call it? The focus that I used to put on subscribers was insane. I used to check my subscribers every 3 minutes. And now I'm coming up on 30,000 subscribers. You release a new video, you get 3,000 views in 24 hours. You know what? I don't think subscribers mean anything if YouTube aren't willing to push those updates by default rather than having to click that little bell. I think that is a really crappy idea on behalf of YouTube. YouTube do not do enough work to promote us as people that make them money. Creators, I think you'd say. Dylan, I finally got to chat after my phone has froze. How's everything in Australia? Everything is fine in Australia, or at least for the next 3 hours, and then it'll get nice and warm and it'll be uncomfortable. 10k video, you got to do that. Those smaller milestones are awesome, and I really did get excited. Even though I'm not excited now, I was extremely excited back then. Reminds me I need to 3D print the Opus base. I've still got like 4 of them I printed and only 1 I've ever used. Ever tried running Fortnite on your PC? What's that? Obviously, if I have to ask, I clearly haven't used it. Fortnite. Control V, enter. He runs Google Games. Is it a video game or is it something else? DTube. I've heard. Yeah, I think DTube. I think we tried that before. YouTube. I signed up for a couple of other YouTube type places, and every time I signed up, they went broke. So I stopped. Yeah, well, none of us are Logan Paul. I've heard all about that. I haven't actually done much with it yet. Look at the numbers. You will make more money there. Use both. Is that DTube? Mike DTube. Okay. I was thinking about using DTube to actually do my battery hashing and to see how it goes. Because the battery hashing, doing the Bitcoin mining stuff on YouTube won't pay at all for months. So DTube is a Steam app. Yeah. Can't you get paid in Steam coins or something too? Look at the numbers, you'll make more. Okay, how many kilowatt hours do you have at the moment? What's the goal and how many kilowatt hours do you use? Maximum. Okay, so I have kilowatt hours. I've had 40 kilowatt hours of storage. I think about 38 is the most I've ever got from them in real life. Realistically, if I had to say right now, I reckon 30 kilowatt hours would be a more realistic figure that you could actually use every single day without any problems. 40 kilowatt hours is what it is on paper, but I think that's a bullshit YouTube figure that I made up with my mathematics skills. So go figure. It's probably true if you go on my math skills. But how much do I use a day? Okay, so using a day, I can show you. The last Batrium update actually has, you can put kilowatt hours in. Transition. So I've used 3.2 kilowatt hours from midnight last night. And then I haven't charged anything yet today because the sun hasn't really come up. So I don't know if that logs anywhere. I don't really go into this sort of stuff. I don't know if that logs anywhere, but it probably does, and I can probably go back and have a look see. Telemetry, daily history, temperature, current. So I discharged 160 amp hours yesterday. Of course, that's only from the batteries. It doesn't take into account the stuff that comes from solar. So you can just start clicking back. You can extract it to file. That's just daily history. I can do lifetime. I can do daily session, live statistics of everything, sell information. I can actually, with the sell information, I can actually see which is my worth sell. If I sort it by bypass in milliamp hours, and I'll hit it twice so it goes up the top, I can see that cell 3, which was the one I just replaced, is technically the worst cell, but that's only because it's taken 28 is it 28 kilowatt hours out of the battery, balancing it out. So, and then one after that is cell 1, and then cell 7, cell 8, cell 15. So I can actually get a rough indication of which one's bypassing, which one's charging up the most, and in the worst condition, I guess you'd say. It's not perfectly accurate, but it gives a good indication. So I hope that answers that question adequately. No, I don't want DTube. I want my chat. There we go. It's a very taxing video game for your computer. It kills your computer or tries to run their secondary CPU, especially if you don't have quality audio set to auto. I'm not a gamer. I don't really play games, so You get cryptocurrency for the videos. There we go. Well, it stands to reason that I do the other the Bitcoin mining one on that one. Check out my Powerwall. Have I missed anything? Maximum Dude, I hope that answers your question. HBPowerwall, check out my Powerwall I've started. Is that on the YouTubes? Hide, put user in timeout. Go to channel. There we go. I opened your channel. You don't have any content. I'll subscribe. I'll be your first subscriber though. If you put up any, if you put up anything, I just subscribed. So there we go. Of course, and I'll click the little bell so I actually get your notification. Maximum, looking to build a small 5 kilowatt hour Powerwall to use for a tiny house. Any tip? Planning to make part of it from use and new cells with high drain capacity and part of it cheaper recycled cells. That is actually what I have been recommended to do several times, and I know people with electric cars have done the same thing. They've put high drain batteries, the closest with the shortest cables to the motor, and then the other bigger batteries that are heavier, like old lead acid and stuff like that, behind, so it draws the high amp from the cells and saves the other one. So that makes sense if you've got a 5 kilowatt Powerwall, and if you're gonna hit it hard with some really heavy loads from a short amount of time, definitely the high drain would be the way to go. Oh, there we go on Jason's Powerwall. I'll have to have a look at that later, man. What's the max voltage the PIP inverter can handle? I think it's 60 volts from memory. I think it's 60 volts. I think it's 42 volts, 45 volts or something to 60 volts. But literally, my inverter cuts out. I cut it out at 50 volts because I don't want to hurt my cells. Unless I'm Bitcoin mining, and if I'm Bitcoin mining, I'll just let it run all the way down. So, Turpa186, first time live viewer, ever considered? No, I have not considered a bigger battery because I don't have any. And I kind of started this channel with 18650s, and I want to sort of keep it that way. And no, it's not a dumb question. And you have successfully said something that I replied to. Get in. Max solar input voltage to the inverter is 145 volts. I got 115 volts coming off this one, and I've got 60 volts on the 1.5 kilowatt hour. And that's both on the PCM60X and the PIP 4048 that I have. No contact either. I don't understand how I have 6 subscribers. One of them is probably me. I really try hard to have a look at all the newer channels, like I did with DI Tech and Repairs and Average Joe and stuff like that. And the ones that show quality content and actually provide a service, I always try and pass on that, what do you call it, goodwill, I guess. As Jehu did for me when I had 666 subscribers. So I always try and pay that forward, because without Jehu, I probably would still be at 1,000 subscribers or something. So if you do have a good channel and you do have some quality content and you're really contributing to the community, hit me up. I would love to hook you up. You got 5. Someone unsubscribed. I scored an Average Joe UPS. Just need to decide what to do with it now. I was going to do a UPS video, but it's been done to death. It's all over YouTube. So I really want. I've got to do something with the UPS in the power shed when I finish all this, so it doesn't damage anything. It doesn't, like, the voltage sag and stuff. Or just upgrade my cables, I guess. But anyway, Chip, what's the time? Half hour in, half hour to go. If there's anybody new in the room, where are you from, and should I sign up for DTube? Not safe for work videos. Voting at 100%. Gateway API. That's interesting. Not safe for work. That's pretty cool. Have they actually got a dollar figure on some of these stuff? $15.70. What's the on DTube? What's the dollar figure underneath? Is that how much the video's made? Or is that how many views? Or we'll see how we go. Login. Do I have a login? Steam Connect. I don't have any Steam. Steam username. Login. I'm sure I have a login for Steam it. I'm sure I've already done it. Voltage, I don't understand. Depends on the version. Absolutely, yes. Good call, DIY Tech and Repairs, Daniel. Definitely depends on the version. And why did I see that after I see the average Joe? That just drives me crazy. Do with it now. I need to do an update with my SMK controller, just waiting on the cable. As in software comms cable. Oh, okay, yep. I don't think you need to. Most of your videos don't include bombs or or tasering rats, right? I have APC 1000 UPS. It's 24 volts, can be just as efficient. Can this be just as efficient or a good idea versus standard? Look, I mean, I don't think it comes. I think efficiency is a secondary question. Is it something you already have? Did it cost you anything? And can you afford to buy something better? It's not about how efficiency is something you can only work out on device to device. I think efficiency also has to include a dollar sign there somewhere. That is certainly a consideration. Oh, we got dead air. I should never stop talking live on camera. It always looks bad when you stop talking. I keep going to talk about Bitcoin, but I'm going to try not to. What else is happening? Average Joe's in the house. Finally a live stream while I'm processing cells. Get in, welcome, Mr. Joe. I also got a ABC and a Diddy APC 350 thingy. 350 could be used in a caravan. It absolutely could. I already own it, so that's enough question. Just play with what you've got. Don't spend any money. Recycle. I had someone private message me. I seriously should start releasing some of the private messages that I receive. And if I start releasing some private messages that I receive, maybe I'll stop getting so many really nasty ones. Or entertaining. They try and be nasty, but it's really, really entertaining. I had one the other day telling me that I was this greenie and I needed to stop and the planet's doing fine and all this sort of crap. And I rebutted, I'm just in it for the money. And didn't reply back. What's the figure with that? What's the go with that? Mr. Average Joe went boom. No booms now, Joe. Yes, Pete will Pete will lose his AdSense account. Little sparky things. How do you get those things up? We got. How do you do? Oh no, there we go. Oh, it's that little thing there. Okay, sorry. I don't do too much. I don't do too much chatting. Smiley MJoy. Insert MJoy. There we go. Oh, that's easy. Look at that. Now, how do you get rid of the MJoys? There we go. Or emojis or whatever it is. Blackmail is much more profitable. That or hijacking someone's computer. No real booms lately. That is good to hear, Joe. Booms typically cost money or entertain. It's hard to say. My last thing that went boom was this, which is my my antimatter. Can you see that? I think I did. I Instagrammed. If anybody's got Instagram here, HBPowerwall Instagram, I Instagrammed a photo of those capacitors, and this camera does really shitty close-ups. There we go. You see that? Come on. Those two capacitors there. One's the big purpley coloured one's popped out, and the black one is sucked in. So I'm trying to fix that. I was quite annoyed at that. That was a sponsored unit and it died. And they wouldn't warranty it. They just said, oh, let me know what we can do. And I backwards and forwards and I said it's broken. I need to send it back under warranty. And apparently there's no warranty on sponsored products, even if they die, you know, like 3 weeks after you get them. Mikey, I try and recycle, but mostly reuse everything I have. If you throw it away, you pretty much never get it back. And I got a free printer since the person wanted the wireless to work and wouldn't use it otherwise. Oh, wireless printers, don't do it. Remove your eyes with toothpicks before you use a wireless printer. I get customers every single day ring me up, and I've got to get comfortable here because my back is sore from coming off my motorbike yesterday. I get customers ring me up every day saying, my wireless printer doesn't work. And the first thing you say is, have you turned your modem on and off? And they say, yes, I've turned the printer on and off. I said, no, turn your modem on and off. Oh, and then it all works. I get more support calls for wireless printers than any other product. Try and recycle and work with wouldn't use it otherwise. You can always melt two spanners together and make a good boom. What are those guys that use 10,000 watts or something to melt stuffs? Commented boom. Tiny Shack, Tiny Solar Shack, thank you very much for subscribing to my Instagram. What else we got? That's weird. I've never seen an imploded capacitor before. Neither have I. I've got some new parts there. I've just got to finish the video because I want to actually get that running again. It was a great unit until it died. But I think the reason why it died is because I did a couple of like maximum, I think it's 30 amps, is it? Maximum discharges, and I think that just got too hot. I just don't think, you know, when something says 30 amps and it can do 30 amps, in my mind, it should be able to smash 30 amps all day long, right? I think that's a fair call. But given that it's a Chinese knockoff of a Japanese knockoff of a, you know, Aussie replication, I definitely think that 30 amps is probably more realistically 15 or 20 amps. So if I get it fixed and it works, I'll cut it down to 15 amps and try and make it last a while. Right, who else is signing up for Instagram? J Faraguga 68. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that name. And Rory Side, DSC Raw started following you. There we go. That's 4 more. Thank you very much. I like Instagram. It's quick, but you can't do it from your computer unless you got some weird program you pay for. Rightio, what else we got? I agree. I am glad the dorm has Ethernet because I hate wireless other stuff other than Bluetooth. Yeah, Bluetooth is all right, but I don't even use Bluetooth much anymore either. What's wrong with you going to the gym? No, I'm not going to the gym. She can go to the gym. Tim Tams tastes too good for me to go to the gym. However, I reckon if I went to the gym, I'd probably be a lot better off than what I'm feeling today. My fitness has suffered lately. I need to get going back to the track again every weekend and get my fitness back. The Maker Show, welcome very much, sir. Thank you for tuning in yet again. Alaska, that'll be so cold. Plenty of snow. So you are on Instagram. Here, now my eyes won't focus. Here, one more tip: use Step Shot. It's like Instagram, but you get paid. I'm not worried on Instagram. I'm not worried about getting paid on Instagram. It's more like a traffic farm, trying to get people and interact instantly with people. So, also scored some secondhand panels for $75 each. $75 each is really expensive for 2 panels. And they are in parallel. Careful going to 121 volts. You exceed the maximum limit that you're allowed to work on within Australia by 1 volt. With the other 24 volt giving me about 20 or so amps that can go in. It's good that you got some panels, but $75 each is expensive. I think I paid $30 each for 190 watt panels. I guess it depends. If they're 250 watt panels, that's more than enough. Oh, they're 24 volt panels. That changes the game as well. If they're 36 volt panels, they're cheaper. I finally posted some new videos on my channel. I had a month off posting videos and I loved it. I guess the problem with that is YouTube sees you as not being active. So that's why I kept doing the live feeds every weekend just to sort of pretend like I'm actually still here. I just had a look, Maker Show. Oh, you got a couple in the last couple of hours. Geez, that's 4. That's 5 in the last 6. And 11 months before that. It's good to get back into it. I felt fantastic doing my other video the other day, and I put it back up, and I got a good response. And it's like, you actually feel like the problem with YouTube, it's this roller coaster of emotions. Sometimes you get kicked in the guts, and sometimes you get kissed on the cheek. Kick in the guts is usually from YouTube, but I think that's all over now. I wonder how much I actually lost before Christmas. 2 12 volt panels. See, that changes the game again on price. I don't think it's about being slack, Maker Show. Anyone know anything? Morningstar 600 volt, 60 amp charge control. 600 volt would have to be highly efficient. A 600 volt at 60 amp is massive. That's huge. Where the heck do you store all that power? I brought 20 284 watt solar panels, 24 volt. I need higher voltage because any recommendations? No, I can't help you with that. Morningstar are nice, but they're not up there with the best. They're good mid-range stuff, that's for sure. Besides your battery projects, what do you do for a living? I fix computers every day right here. I have been a self-employed computer technician for 17 years. And in the last month, I've actually done a lot of computer repairs. I actually had to take, well, part of the reason too is not doing so many YouTube videos allowed me to concentrate on my day job and actually get some bills paid down. So, because over Christmas time it gets a bit slack, so I have to work as hard as I can. Nice stuff. Make a show. New sub. There we go. Alrighty, tubers. 15 minutes left, and then I am going to disappear and probably go and play in the slip and slide with my kids. That should be fun. Yeah, 250, 24, so 2 by 12 volt series. At least it's a start for now. That's all you've got to do. No, I don't do the Peter. I don't do the mobile phones. I have another guy that does all the mobile phones. Quite some time ago, I had a mobile phone shop with a business partner. I sold that mobile phone shop. Got out while the going was good. Well, got out while the going wasn't horrible. And as part of the sale, I signed a 5-year non-compete clause for the mobile phone repairs, not for the computer repairs. And subsequently, I just got out of it. I'm probably more qualified to fix a mobile phone than I am a computer. When I say qualified, what I really mean is experienced. But that was back in the day when you were doing Nokia 6600s and earlier. You know, heaps of board level pairs, heaps of BJ chips repaired on Nokia 6600s and Nokia 6250s and stuff like that. You know, reception faults. Back in the day when fixing a mobile phone was actually a board repair, not a screen. The screens were always easier back then. Subscribe to you too. What's the high end other than Morningstar if it's the middle? Oh, that's easy. Any of the big guys, Selectronic, what is it? Another American one that's black. I can't remember what it's called. I can't remember the name, but it's definitely Selectronics kicks its ass. It's also 4 times the price, as it turns out. So, surprisingly, nobody's asked about your drink yet. I'll address the elephant in the room versus it doesn't look like coffee. No, it's not coffee. It's mother. It's just an energy drink like I need energy drink, but I actually like the taste of it. It's not because it's an energy drink. The elephant in the room, I do have water here just in case I go longer. It's just, yeah, it's not about the drink. It's about what it tastes like, I guess you'd say. Old Nokias will outlast religion. Except the fact that all the stuff I used to work on was 2G and only just getting into the 3G. But I didn't think there was a DC volt limit to work with. There absolutely is a DC volt limit to work with in Australia. But I do understand that you still need to be careful and know what you're doing at all times. Absolutely. That's with anything. That's with driving or walking down the street whilst texting or whatever. You still got to be aware of your surroundings. Just don't piss on it. Apparently it hurts. Just remember to answer everything in life is aircrete. I don't understand what you mean by that. Victron, yeah, absolutely Victron, yep. Aircrete for it all. Thanks. Gardening stuff, average Joe, thanks. Just trying to learn from other people's experiences. Absolutely, that is absolutely the way you do it. That's why there's so many YouTube channels that are all doing this. You can learn a vast amount of different opinions and then make your own, which is also a good thing in life. Are you still doing more on batteries, or is it that slow at the moment? The problem is with the batteries, and this was presented in the last video that I did. There's not much more I can actually do on the. I'm gonna try and start doing just stuff. Just try go back to being me. No more paid reviews of products. If I do something, it'll be because I bought it or because I believe in it. No more of the cheap shit, put it that way. I'm done with getting cheap shit products that don't work. And let's have a look at something that I'm pointing at right now. And certainly don't do what they say they're going to do. Out of all the stuff that I've ever got, that I truly like, Batrium and that clamp meter are two of the big things that actually work and haven't died or failed. Even that spot welder I was pretty unimpressed with. It didn't do what it said it would do in the paperwork. I mean, it does work, but it doesn't do what the paperwork says it will do, i.e. certain thicknesses of spot welding. It just doesn't do it. Absolute lie. When are you going to start the electric bike motor? I don't think I will. After yesterday at the track, I think I might need to use parts for that to fix my bike. Front tyre, and I want to change the frame so it's about 40 kilos lighter, 30 kilos lighter. Is your favourite discharge still the Opus? Yes. Opus beat, and that I love the Opus because it works. Link below, Amazon affiliate program, or the Amazon link below if you want an Opus. I would appreciate it. I make 6%, well, in between 4 and 6% of all the purchases through my Amazon influencer store below. You can learn a lot from YouTube channels. It's also important to be aware that many of us are just hobbyists and DIY. Yes, absolutely. Daniel, that is a very valid statement. People like myself, if you ask where I learnt my shit, I learn it from out there in interwebs land. I am absolutely not qualified to give any advice whatsoever. However, I will tell you what I've done wrong. When's the container getting here? The container won't be here for a long time just because I can't justify spending $2,500 to $3,000 on a shipping container, even though it is the single biggest thing that I actually want for this project. So it is just finances. It's just finances. And it's got to be practical. There's other things that are more important. Like dentists and things. DRI checking cares because of the volts, or is it? Aircrete is fireproof, perfect for battery banks. There we go. That's where you're going with that. DRI checking repairs because of volts. Brandon, help up. You had a recent vid with the batteries heating up to 50 degrees. How do they perform in your shed? Or I assume it would be hotter. No, the sheds aren't hotter. The sheds are on the southern side of my house. So on my power shed, there's no sun. I think there's less than an inch of sun on the roof of that shed. Late in the afternoon, there is, in the middle of summer, like about this time, late in the afternoon, the sun hits the direct front of it. Well, half of it, but there's no heat in the sun that late in the afternoon. So the ambient air temperature has never got above 40 degrees in my workshop, in my battery sheds. So I haven't had a trouble with that. But remembering I don't have such a large load on my batteries because I've got so many. So it's harder to actually spot heaters out there in the shed. But now I do have the thermal camera. I have put, and I do plan on putting a massive load on it. In the next couple of days, what I'm planning to do is run the batteries down so I can charge them at 175 to 200 amps. And then I'll let it charge at as high an amperage as I can for as long as I can, and then see if I can find any heater cells with my thermal camera. So that will definitely be something that I want to do, and that's just something I want to do for myself to find out if I've got any weak links. Much like I found that that crimp that was bad with the thermal camera. And I didn't need the thermal camera, but the thermal camera was a good way of actually showing it was hot, rather than going, oh, ouch, that's hot. It doesn't mean anything. I could be lying. So, yeah, the batteries are going real well in summer. This is the first real hot summer, so it's a really good test room, and they're going well. Jeff R Videos, hey from Canada. Cheers. Thanks for tuning in, Jeff. Station 240, yes, I've still got, it's there. I have got the parts. It is a part. The video is 3/4 done. I've just got to solder in the 2 new parts, do a couple of close-ups and breakaway shots, and I'm done. Not mistaken at DIY. Okay, that's not me. Ride for Fitness, good morning, sir. What about GoFundMe for a big project like the container? The Ride for Fitness, let's talk about Ride for Fitness, right? Ride for Fitness bought a video card off me, right? He bought a video card off me to hash. I tuned that fucker. And now he wants to turn it into a games card. Ride for Fitness, you're banned for life. And I have got that BIOS for you. I forgot to reply. You can come up today if you want, if you ring ahead. And as for the GoFundMe, nah, no GoFundMe. I'm not going to beg for money. Getting paid for helping and giving advice and entertaining is one thing. Saying, give me money, nah. I'd rather work for it. I'd rather feel like it was earned than given. How's the big Tesla battery doing? Less blackouts now. I believe it is absolutely smashing everything and proving a few very valid points. Dios, SG, DJ stuff. Okay, that's not me. Notice no blackouts at 7, no dips in voltage at night. No dips in voltage at night either. Well, it can react in 1/10 of a second, can't it? What are the batteries behind you for to the right of the TV? They are so it looks awesome when I'm doing live feeds. None of them are hooked up. However, I want to hook them up. I want to make a battery out of these two. These two. One of the big problems, and one of the things that's stopping me from actually doing anything, and that hurts to get up, is a long time ago, months ago in fact. Oh, I've been looking for that cable. Months ago, I made all my bus bars, right? The problem is now is that I've handled them and whatever else, and now you need so much flux to actually get anything to stick to them. I don't know how to proceed with that. So I want to build a 48 volt bank here so I can actually do tests in the shed and do some different videos. I was considering asking Banggood for a 48 volt inverter that I could do some tests with, but I need to charge them as well, and I haven't got a charger to do that, so I need to solar charge them or something. Oh dearie me, I am in all sorts of trouble. The wifey just got home. How'd you go? Sorry? I haven't even seen him yet. No, he hasn't gone over. Oh, wifey brought home fresh bread. You look all sweaty and stinky.
I am. I'm very smelly.
Should I sniff live on camera? I will.
No. I'm gonna go do washing now.
You go and do washing. You say you got to come over on camera and say hello. This is.
Hi.
That was pathetic. You sounded like a little schoolgirl or something.
Bye.
Does this mean I have to... Wifey. Does this mean I have to get off camera now? It's an hour. I said I was going to get off after an hour.
Exactly. You've been on there for an hour.
An hour? Should I come and help you do the washing, love?
I've had my quad shot coffee.
A quad shot coffee.
Haven't had no breakfast yet.
Go and have some fresh bread.
I've got to go get my nails done yet. I've got to go to Woolies yet. Nail shop doesn't open until 10, so Woolies don't open until 9, so washing time.
Jeez, you got a hard life.
I know, right? Anyone want to do it for me?
I'd love to do it for you.
Washing?
I'm not doing your washing. I'm not touching your underpants. That's gross. Rightio. Right, enough of that. It actually finished 30 seconds ago, but you're just hearing about it now. Making any mining money? Yes. making good mining money, as it turns out. Starting my own battery pack thanks to your vids. Thanks for making the videos and keep up the good work. Blake, thank you very much for tuning in, man. I do appreciate it. Old time engineer, how funny? What are you talking funny? Do you ever think you'll be able to dabble in other battery chemistries for energy storage? I already have, Mike. Have a look at my older videos. Lead acid and AGM I've already played with. There are the chemistries, right? Failed. Clean the bus bars in white vinegar. Okay. I will definitely give that a crack. Wifey, can you buy white vinegar? She's ignoring me. Go figure. Clean them with some kind of copper cleaner finger. I like the white vinegar because that's sort of DIY, isn't it? That might make a video in itself. Could a compact wrap mat server be converted into 1860s or... I guess anything could be converted into anything, Michael. All you got to do is use creativity, I guess. She's never been camera shy. It's just she doesn't know what to say and do. So Pete wants his nails done. Got a couple of Exxon dual CPU servers. What do you reckon on miners? Exxon dual CPU servers. I guess you could mine the older stuff, like the really new coins that the really old, like the really new altcoins that you can crack on and get heaps. Get heaps of coins and then just put them in a wallet and leave them there for 10 years. How funny about the batteries for show? No, it's a YouTube set, isn't it? I mean that's why the piece of core flute is here. So if I move the chat onto this side, transition. It's just a YouTube set. It's just a bit of core flute, so it looks as good. Oh, there's a pile of GPUs. Just so it looks. Oh, what do you call it? Neater, I guess you'd say. Batteries for show. You are the one that started this whole battery solar product around here. Wifey said thanks. Yeah, it's probably not really a thanks. It's probably a slap up the head. Mine, you just with CPU. I didn't realize. I started having a look the other day. I didn't realize how many altcoins are out there, and there's more than 1,500. I mean, somebody needs to bring out a wallet that supports every single one of them, I think. I think that would be awesome. It would be very awesome if you could do that. What else we got? We're definitely an hour, so I might call this a live feed. And I might go shopping with the wife, I reckon. Oh, sorry, I meant other lithium storage like life. No, I haven't played with anything else, no. Argon miner, that is it. Copy. I do, all this sort of stuff I usually, units mining pool. CC miner, there we go. That won't be too hard to set up. You've got estimated rewards, unpaid balance, worker, hashes. I'll have a look at that anyway. Thanks, Pete. I use LiFo4 and lithium ion. Alaska signing off from the Maker Show. Thanks very much for tuning in. And to everybody else, thank you very much for tuning in. I am going to bail and get out of here. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Sign off. Got to sign off.